Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, before we had the dentist, the failed dentist, as Scotland's chief medical officer, before that it was Catherine Calderwood. She was the one who, through the middle of COVID, decided that the rules didn't apply to her and she could trounce off and go and visit friends and family and travel to her second home and go and do all the sort of things that she was banning for other people. Because, of course, she's important. She's high up in the SNP. The rules don't apply. Until, of course, they did. Now, to her benefit, we will say at least she is a proper doctor, unlike the failed dentist. But she thought that even though she'd been caught, she could ride out the storm. And, of course, Freedom of Information requests have released all these papers, and it has been revealed that she had, not only did she think she could ride out the storm, but she had the help of all the civil service, and the ministers and everyone was putting up a united shield. They were circling the wagons and they were determined to protect her. Unfortunately, of course, the media onslaught was suffice to make that almost impossible. But there she was on TV telling people, don't go out, stay at home, stay in your bubble, protect us all, blah, blah, blah. And then you get even the likes of Chris Whitty was supporting her. Going against everything Chris Whitty was saying. He was undermining his own advice doing that. But there she was, on TV, telling you all, stay at home, while she buggered off out. Yeah, hypocritical, two-faced twonks, a lot of them. But again, there we go. So, she was visited by Police Scotland, who initially kept this under wraps. Then somebody found out and released it to the press. Then there was the usual flurry amongst the SNP of hiding things, secrecy, covering it up. Don't want people to know. And of course, eventually it was released and the people knew. And of course, the outrage was terrible. How dare she do this while telling everyone else to stay at home? Chris Whitty, who was the other one? Van Tam, the Professor Van Tam. They said it was dispiriting that the press were going after Dr. Calderwood like this. Not dispiriting that she was breaking their rules, dispiriting that the press were after them. But hey-ho, it wasn't good. And there was many calls for her to resign. And of course, eventually she did. But the memo was, I'm going to try and ride it out and hope the news cycle moves on. The news cycle did not move on. Hours later, she said and realised that it wasn't going to happen and she was forced to resign. And away she went, much to the immense chagrin of all concerned, especially Nippy. She was a good chum of Nippy's. But while ordinary mortals would face prosecution for doing what she did, she wasn't prosecuted. She got a warning and let off. Because, SNP can do no wrong, can break no rules. Even now, the stench hangs over. Because none of them will ever face prosecution, ultimately, will they? They seem to be above the law. They must have the special seal of the SNP, which means they are without sin. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.